Good afternoon, folks. My name is Ethan Abbott, and I'm coming on here today to do a little discussion. Some things have touched my heart and caused me to want to speak out. And I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of videos anymore like I used to because I'm so busy, but guess what? This one takes priority. So, I'm going to start this video. I kind of wrote a little script so wouldn't miss any of the important parts. And I'm going to read that script through and kind of talk about it as we go. This is in response to the people attacking the efforts to save a family. I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. Children are defenseless. And when you attack a group and people who are giving everything to try to help keep harm from coming to children, something's not right. So, all right, folks, I'm going to start this video by giving you a little bit of background on who I am and where I come from. Some of you know, some of you don't. I was raised during the early part of my life in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, primarily around Strasburg and New Holland. I attended New Danville Mennonite School for a year and was actively involved in the Pennsylvania homeschooling community. I lived in an Anabaptist world. I still actively participate in many efforts related to the Plain community today. I have many friends, dear friends, that I've had my entire life in that community. My mother and my brother are buried in Mellinger's Mennonite Cemetery, right there in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, Lampeter, Strasburg. So when I come here and say people who claim to be Christians actively attacking legitimate efforts to protect children and call those efforts a scam, I'm reminded of Matthew 18:6, where Christ says, "But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea." I'm going to read that again. And this is what Jesus was telling people when he was preaching. "But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and to be drowned in the depth of the sea." That's pretty serious. That's really serious. And that's what Christ is saying. And honestly, I have to wonder how many of these people openly showing hostility towards protecting children are getting fitted for that millstone. How many of you folks calling this flyer a scam, this effort to protect children a scam, are ready to get fitted for your millstone? I want to know, because frankly, I don't even know where to find a millstone except for a few historic places in Lancaster County. I don't really know where you'd find a millstone. The organization that's currently rescuing these children, the one shown on the flyer that I posted, is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit organization. Yet some of you, without facts or evidence, are running around calling both of them and me a scam. Do your homework, look at the facts, before publicly displaying ignorance and an unwillingness to use basic reasoning. It would help many of you in the long run if you stopped attacking people who spend every waking minute trying to protect children, women, and families. If you want to have a real conversation with me about any of this, feel free to call or text my personal cell phone, 717-268-9911. That's 717, which is the Lancaster County area code, 268-9911, or message me directly. Now, keep in mind, I am very busy. I run a nonprofit myself full-time. I know the director of Amish Restoration, Amish Rescue Mission personally. I've known them since they started. I am very staunch supporters of what they do. As Christians, we have a moral and ethical responsibility in this broken world to protect those who cannot protect themselves and to help those in need. If you disagree with that, I challenge you to go read your Bible. I encourage every one of you to actually look at the facts and then contact either me or Amish Restoration using the number I provided above or the hotline number listed in the flyer. I pray none of you ever have the experiences and kinds of trauma and suffering that this family and these children and so many others have endured. But if you ever do, know this. There are people like me and organizations like Amish Restoration willing to pick up the pieces with you. They are willing to pick up the pieces with you. Now, Amish Restoration, Amish Rescue Mission, they strictly deal with the plain community. They deal with Amish and Mennonites, Anabaptists, Fortune Troopers, Hutterites, the whole adventure. And now the organization that I run, we deal with people who are what the Amish and Mennonites would call English. We also have we have a multitude of programs in a multitude of states. I run a nonprofit organization myself. We operate programs in multiple states, including Redemption Works at the Found, which is a recovery and reentry program for people who are struggling in need of support. Now, when I say that, that program, we're willing to take in people who are not necessarily currently committing crimes. We don't want people that are currently committing crimes, but people who let me just give you a quick story. If you've got a brother in a house that's been molesting his sisters in an Amish home, okay, and that brother gets charged by the police, the church gets involved, he gets basically slap on the wrist, and he's sent back home to live with the victims of his crimes or his behavior. Not taught a different way, not taught how to deal with his situation and how to act correctly. The victims don't get any support. A lot of times they're criticized for being the victims in that world. And if that happens, we have homes and facilities that are respectful of the plain beliefs, including some homes that are without electricity. We're more than happy to do the separated life approach to it, and we have a way to get them employed and respect their culture, but also get them out of that situation. We have a program that will help teach them appropriate ways to address their behavior so that they don't have these types of problems in the future. They don't go out and have more victims. A lot of these people are getting turned back into the community, and they're ending up with more victims over and over and over again. And there's no solution for it. So if you're an Amish bishop, if you're a person involved in an Amish community and you have somebody who it fits this criteria, let me know. We'd be more than happy to help them. And we've talked to quite a few Amish bishops about this, and no problems. That being said, this isn't about us. This is about the children, and this is about this family and their needs. And I just wanted to say that we do get involved in this stuff, and we get involved in the English side of it as well. So we're dealing with it with the folks that are not part of the plain community on a day-to-day basis. At the end of the day, this work isn't about politics. It isn't about attention or the internet drama. It's about protecting people, helping families heal, and standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves. If you call yourself a Christian, and that's between you and the good Lord, not me. That's not my job to define that. I would encourage you to consider your actions that you've made today when you've called this effort to help a family and to protect children a scam. When you've attacked people for simply stating that these children deserve to be helped. We're going to help them regardless. I don't care what has to happen. We'll figure out a way to deal with it. I believe that when we are called to do something, God takes care of us, no matter what. So, that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. And I'd love to chat with any of you. I'd love to talk to you on a live video if you really want to. I greatly appreciate my childhood, that part of my childhood, learning the work ethic, the culture, the religious underlying that helped me become the human being that I am today. So, anyway, I appreciate it. And I want to say thank you to Rachel and Cindy for all their hard work regarding this family. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you. Take care.